a powerful new American missile, is actively neutralizing Russians on the active front lines. For the first time, fragments of the new long-range US missile called ERAM have been found at the site of an impact in Russia. The specifications of this overseas innovation are impressive. It is immune to Russian air defense systems. It is almost impossible to detect on radar or shoot down, and the missile itself never misses its target.
The most essential component is its strike accuracy, meaning the target hit radius is about 10 meters.
At the same time, the missile is constantly being upgraded, its flight range has been increased, and the warhead now weighs over 200 kilograms. Moreover, during the development process, its guidance system has already been upgraded, and the missile is now equipped with the latest seeker head, which will allow it to destroy not only ground targets, but also warships and other surface objects. What kind of missile is this? What is currently known about it? Which targets on Russian territory will now become unsafe? And how are the Ukrainian armed forces preparing to use this wonder weapon? That's what we'll talk about today on Arsenal. So it is clear that the United States has already assembled a secret missile for Ukraine with a range of up to 1,000 kilometers. As can be easily estimated from the maps, all occupied territories of Ukraine fall within the likely strike zone, as well as cities such as Lipetsk, Tambov, Volgograd, and of course Moscow and St. Petersburg. ERAM stands for Extended Range Active Missile, which translates as an active self-guided missile with extended range, a formidable and highly lethal weapon. According to experts, all tests have now been completed. Now it's time to put it to the test in real conditions.
This specific type of high-grade munition will be used to satisfy the urgent operational requirements of the armed forces of Ukraine in their ongoing defensive struggle against the invading forces of the Russian Federation. From what we can observe at this moment, this specific munition, which is fundamentally a sophisticated technological hybrid of a precision bomb and a guided missile, could potentially become one of the primary and most effective categories of advanced weaponry that Ukrainian pilots can utilize to precisely engage and neutralize strategic targets located deep within the territory of the Russian Federation.
However, most of its characteristics remain classified. Only fragments of information make it into the press. For example, it is reported that the ERAM is planned to be equipped with the most advanced American seeker head, Quick Sink, whose capabilities allow it to even sink Russian warships and destroy other maritime targets.
Furthermore, it is important to emphasize that this specific munition, which is officially designated as the Extended Range Attack Munition, is a specialized system for precision-guided offensive strike operations that require an extended operational range.
While most use semi-active homing on the target and guide their missiles with a radar beam, this one does everything on its own. Thanks to its active seeker head, the missile is completely independent and has gained the ability to hit targets beyond the radio horizon, as well as those hidden from radar by the curvature of the Earth or complex terrain features.
The most important component is strike accuracy, meaning the target's hit radius is about 10 meters. And this creates serious prerequisites for the destruction of the rear infrastructure of Russian occupation forces. Moreover, we are talking about territories within the Russian Federation itself.
The unique feature of QuickSync is that it integrates both radar and infrared seeker heads. It is known that the QuickSync itself was previously installed on GBU-31B and GDM bombs. These munitions were also supplied to Ukraine, and they demonstrated phenomenal accuracy. And at the final stage of flight, when directly approaching the target, the guided aerial bomb also proved to be immune to the effects of enemy electronic warfare systems. And the recent strikes on Russia, where probable ERAM components were found among the debris, are further confirmation of this. The air defense let the missiles reach their targets, and no impacts were recorded near the affected site. Therefore, they were not able to knock them off course.
Broadly speaking, and in strict accordance with the specific technical requirements laid out for this project, the Extended Range Attack Munition System, which is what this ERAM abbreviation actually stands for, must be exceptionally precise. To meet these standards, at least 50% of all the bombs that are launched during an operation should, to put it simply, land accurately within a very tight radius of just 10 meters from the intended target when they are deployed in the field. That is, more than half of the munitions must hit the target precisely, even if the enemy uses electronic warfare measures.
Under the USA program, our partners continue to procure weapons for Ukraine. It is known that Denmark and the Netherlands are currently focused specifically on purchasing ERM. At the development stage, the Americans set themselves the goal of making the weapon not only high quality, but also inexpensive and easy to manufacture for rapid scaling.
The primary and most fundamental objective for this specific munition is to make it as cost-effective and affordable as possible, and as straightforward to manufacture as possible, so that it can be produced in exceptionally large quantities. If I understand the situation correctly, we are talking about up to several thousands of units every single year.
There is information that the Quick-Sink Seeker head costs only $200,000 per unit, but the US Air Force hopes that during the current development of this system, its cost will be further reduced to $50,000 per unit. At the same time, separate work is being carried out to integrate Quick-Sink not only onto GBM or ERM, but also onto other types of aerial munitions that the US Air Force already possesses or that are currently in development. So how will Russia respond to this? In short, with nothing new. All the Kremlin is capable of is once again digging into the nation's reserves. We're talking about cabs. Yes, but these are at best from the end and at worst from the middle of the last century.
Russian Cabs are basically leftovers. In other words, they're what remains from the Soviet Union.
At the same time, analysts note that Ukraine is participating in the project, in particular as a tester. As a result, the first ERMs coming off the production line are already at the disposal of the Ukrainian armed forces, or more precisely, already under the wings of Ukrainian F-16S. Did you like this video? Then be sure to give it a like and write in the comments what other types of weaponry you'd be interested to learn about.